this. I just started thinking that this team is going to have trouble moving forward with this player. Take a listen.
This was after the Suns were eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves. First player he references is Yusuf Nurkic.
Big Softy wanted to tweet after we lost. Want to post pictures. That tweet is spoiled so fast. Like, that's spoiled milk. And, that is all, folks. So, you got to be really careful, when you're not that successful and you try to take jabs at people, because when you really don't have control of your own success, when you don't play a large enough role in your team's success, when you can't really affect the outcome of the game, like you can go have 20 rebounds and lose a game. When you really don't affect the outcome of the game, it's really tough to take jabs at people, because you got a jab and then you can't affect, what your end result is, and so, the big Softy bowed out. Rudy Gobert played great. Hey, by the way, Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns has been in the league maybe 8 years.
It is
8 to 10 years for both of them, give or take. And what Anthony Edwards has taken those guys and done is absolutely amazing. Like, Rudy actually not trash anymore.
Oh, no. See, I'm not sitting here seething.
Right.
I'm laughing. This guy is unbelievable.
But, go ahead.
He ain't worth it anymore.
But did you hear he's going tit for tat? Nurkic sent out a tweet laughing at the Warriors when they lost to Sac.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is like the rap beef. Shout out Kendrick Lamar and Euphoria.
Take a playoff, Dre.
But he had to get him on that
Dre,
one,
take
Steiny.
a playoff. You ain't even in the playoffs.
Right.
You ain't even in the play.
And Nurkic made fun of that, and he kept receipts. And that's why he called it spoiled milk, which is kind of funny.
The people who should be pissed off are the Warrior fans who blame Draymond for effing up this season, and then they got to hear Draymond Green, who's not even in the post. So
you think his teammates were like, dude?
Of course. I think they've been like, dude, for the last 4 years.
Well, I'll give you that.
So my main point, without any malice, because like I said, what's he doing?
He's being Dre.
What player does this stuff? Anyway, it's just, I just don't. I think it's going to be hard for them to move. I mean, I just think it's going to be hard for them to progress, evolve, move forward as a franchise if he continues to be on this team as the dominant personality, dominant figure, and
that's what
day-to-day issue that he is. How he bogs you down.
Yeah, but
does he have to let me ask you this. Does he have to negatively affect another season?
You know what?
Let me just ask Warrior fans at 888-957-9570. Does he have to negatively affect a third straight season?
You know what? It's a possibility, and he's broken my heart many times. And I'll say this, Steiny, I'm rusty. I was out yesterday, but I'm going to my bad analogy notebook. My sister had a bad boyfriend, but she would always take him back. So at some point, we got to take the focus off what the boyfriend is doing and how she reacts to it. And the Warriors are my sister in this instance. Steiny, they signed him up for more. So
that
as
was a year ago.
As you are, I get it.
Right, but this is what
I do believe it's wearing thin.
Thank you. Why won't... Right, and it's like, okay, what they've done up to this point, to me,
they've empowered them.
Right, but that part's irrelevant. It's where are they at now? I believe, and I get it, conventional wisdom out there is, they'll never move on. No, here's what I believe. I believe the organization had, gut-wrenching might be too strong a word. They had a tough decision to make on Draymond Green last year. And you know what? I think they were leaning toward making that tough decision. And he drove down to Joe Lacob's house, and they gave him a contract. but it was not automatic. It was not close.
Wow.
I mean, it was close. It was a tough decision, but he got it. He got it. And then he had the year he had, he did what he did.
He cost him.
And you cannot tell me after signing that contract when it wasn't a sure thing and when he was talking about another offer on another team, but he came back here, then he does what he does, and then Steve Kerr, says unforgivable, and then at the end of the year says, Draymond knows if he keeps this up and he's not worth it, we're going to move him.
And Kerr also mentioned the fans, too.
We're at that point. Yes. Yeah, we're at that point.
But real quick, Steiny, I don't think this is fuel. Like, they could feel that way and they have enough already, but you really feel like the people over there within the Warriors organization.
I'm not. Zach Lowe just said it.
No, okay.
Forget me. I'm just a dork on the radio. Right. Cut that. But Zach Lowe's a journalist. He said the Warriors are growing tired of Draymond Green's constant.
And we saw how emotional Steph got. Don't tell me that's par for the course. We've never seen that.
Right. So we've never seen that. And I get it. This is small potatoes. But it's also the kind of thing that
he ain't changing.
Like everybody in the organization probably hears this like, Draymond, what are you doing? And that it's just negative energy that takes away from the team. And how can you progress if you must constantly deal with one guy? All right.
Before you go to the calls, go ahead. Go ahead.
888-957-9570 is the number. If I didn't come in here with a point to make, but if you want to move off Draymond Green, move off Draymond Green.
All right, real quick.
If you can move off Draymond Green, move off Draymond Green.
Let's go back to you, Evan, in your conversation yesterday about what you would do and what's the first thing you would do. Steiny, am I wrong to think Kuminga and his promising future can fetch you more than if you tried to get off of Draymond Green, who still can get you something, but it will not be, to me, greater than what Kuminga could possibly get you?
I would agree with you that the player the Warriors have that could get them the most as part of a package probably would have to include Kuminga.
Okay.
I think, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is, I think that might be a decision the Warriors have to make. Are we getting a guy in here who's in his prime or even past his prime, and is it worth moving Kuminga for? That's now. Keep in mind, Kuminga's kind of like Brandon Ayuk. Somebody's going to have to trade for Kuminga, and then pay him. Let's go to Tony. Start us off, Tony in the city. How you doing, man?
Hey, morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man. Thank you.
I've been ready to get rid of Draymond Green ever since KD left. For the folks who don't live in the Bay and for the folks who live on the peninsula who refuse to go to the East Bay, remember that massive banner that was hanging off of where they were playing before.
Oracle.
So I can't think right now. Yeah, when that massive banner that was hanging there said "Welcome KD." Man, that sign, that big banner gave me chills every time I drove past it, and I saw it all the time. Oh my, this is going to be insane, and it was. It was so exciting, and then the drama started, and then it just totally ruined the shine for me. And then KD left. That just ruined the whole charm of the whole Warriors for me. And I still love them, but I've been ready for him to go for years now. And then
thanks,
Jordan
Tony.
Poole.
I appreciate it, Tony. Yeah, I mean, I could have let Tony talk about the litany of things. Do you want me to go around and do this, Evan, or do you want to do it one more time? Should we play it one more time, and then because I have a specific question for each of you guys, right. And then if the listener wants to chime in, that would be great. If not, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today on our list. All right, I know it. I know I'm going to get some texts again, Steiny. But yes, for those just joining us, I just want you to listen. And my question I have for Warrior fans is, what do you hear when you hear Draymond talking about Nurkic and Gobert like he does here? Take a listen.
Big Softy wanted to tweet after we lost, want to post pictures. That tweet is spoiled so fast. Like, that's spoiled milk. And, yeah, that is all, folks. So, you got to be really careful, when you're not that successful and you try to take jabs at people, because when you really don't have control of your own success, when you don't play a large enough role in your team's success, when you can't really affect the outcome of the game, like you can go have 20 rebounds and lose a game. Like, when you really don't affect the outcome of the game, it's really tough to take jabs at people, because you got a jab and then, like, you can't affect, what your end result is, and so, yeah, the Big Softy bowed out. Rudy Gobert played great. Hey, by the way, Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, has been in the league maybe 8 to 10 years for both of them, give or take. And what Anthony Edwards has taken those guys and done,
he deserved it,
is absolutely amazing. Like, Rudy actually not trash anymore.
All right. Like, I'll tell you what got me laughing. Like, he eviscerates Nurkic.
Hey.
And then he, like, starts to talk about something else. And then he goes, oh, by the way, I forgot I wanted to just rip Gobert.
And he ripped
Call him not trash anymore.
Well, he ripped both of them. Instead of giving both of those guys love, he said the reason they're doing what they're doing is because of Anthony Edwards. That's neither here nor there. But I will say this, the more you keep playing it, Steiny, Draymond's prideful, man. And somebody took a shot at him, which Nurkic did in social media, and this is his response.
That's right.
And my question to you and Evan and anybody listening, are we surprised?
No, I'm not. No, nobody is surprised. All I'm saying is the Warriors, the decision the Warriors have made on Draymond Green over the first 12 years doesn't necessarily mean it's the decision they're going to make next with Draymond Green.
No, it's interesting.
If you want to hammer the Golden State Warriors for enabling Draymond Green and say, well, they signed up for it, they signed up, and yes, they signed up for all this, and they say he's worth it, he's worth it. What I'm telling you right now is, whether it's Zach Lowe's report saying the organization's tired of her.
All right.
Whether it's seeing Steph Curry on the sidelines against Orlando, or whether it's Steve Kerr saying Draymond knows if he's not worth it, we're moving off him. Like, I do think things have changed.
Wow. And you could be right. You could totally be right.
So my question to you and then Evan is this. It was when you hear Draymond talk like this, what do you think? Like, what do you think? And for me, what I heard when I hear Draymond talk like that is, you know what? This organization, they can't move forward and evolve and progress and succeed to their potential. I don't think they can anymore with Draymond Green. I think he's become he's made it harder to move forward and to progress and to maybe transition into something better and different. He's got a hold on this team that I think has started to turn the other way, and the tea leaves are starting to suggest it. And when I heard that, I thought, I kind of get it if they want to move off this guy. You can't move forward with him and anymore. It's not 5 years ago. Evan, what'd you hear?
Well,
as he smiles.
I hate to break it to you, Simon,
Sure.
but I heard someone that sounded very comfortable and someone that did not sound like they were going anywhere.
Man.
Like, he is going to be in Golden State. He knows it. And it sounds like probably the organization understands it. Whether it's because they can't trade him or they value him or whatever. And all that you said might be true. They might not be able to evolve or develop or grow with him still on the roster. But I heard someone that is speaking about a place that he's currently not in, which is the postseason, and speaking from a place of comfort, and he's going to be in Golden State. That's what I heard.
All right. I'm trying to think if I should do this one at a time or just let Goo go. And I'll go to Goo in a sec.
Yeah.
Here's what I would say to that. I actually didn't hear a guy who isn't going anywhere. I heard a guy who's got 3 more years left on his deal and knows he's going to get paid for the next 3 years, and he doesn't really care if it's here or somewhere else. And the reason he doesn't is because he still hasn't really changed his behavior in a way. And so that's huge. I just hear a guy who's very confident that he's got 3 more years left on his contract. And if the Warriors don't like what he's up to, then they could trade him and he'll go do his podcast for the next team he's on.
Could be confidence in his contract, or it could be just confidence in his standing as a player. I mean, he's got 4 rings. He's a Hall of Famer. Absolutely. He can say whatever he wants about anybody. That's beneath him.
I agree with that.
That's what he did. Yeah. And D. Lou on the YouTube chat said, Steiny, and I agree with him, guys, he'll never get traded.
You know what? Okay.
I hear you.
Let me ask you
this.
Where I'm at. So do you think Draymond Green's going to retire a Warrior? I don't. So if he's never going to get traded, then you must believe he will retire a Warrior. Otherwise, what other answer is there?
I do.
Okay. I don't. I actually don't think he's going to retire a Warrior. And I get it. He'll be tough to trade and all that, but
well, probably
I do
set
not.
a 10-day at the end, you know.
Well, I'll give you guys the victory lap.
So, do you think in a crazy world? Now, I could be reaching here.
Yep.
Do you think in a crazy world he was poking the Warriors in the sense that?
I don't think he thinks like it. I think he just does what he did.
Okay, he has that license.
What he wants to do.
He has that license.
Would you it sounds to me like what you heard was Draymond being Draymond.
No, I feel like you're omitting the Nurkic tweet. It's called the clapback, and this dude's ego, and it's like all pro athletes, Donnie. This guy more than any did not like. He keeps receipts of everything, even
so
when he
Steph.
got suspension.
So does Steph.
About
so does Clay.
And Nurkic.
They do it differently, and this is what I mean. Like Steph has a wry little smile about all this stuff. He hears everything. When it serves Steph, he'll take that jab.
But what about Orlando? It didn't serve him.
My point is that Draymond does this all the time. He doesn't pick it. This is why it's so exhausting.
Right.
Like when Steph Curry says, I know whatever he says, but whatever, Barkley, whatever, he teases me about, but I'm not a true point guard.
Right.
Like that's funny. And he brings it up here and there. Usually what I'm saying is day after day after day after day after day, Draymond's got a clap back. He's got it. And it's exhausting. And to me, it feels like it's absolutely draining the franchise.
Steiny and the